Negative 3x plus negative 4y equals 2. 4x plus 6y equals negative 2. I'm going to solve this with elimination. Because I'm solving this with elimination, the first thing I'm going to need to do is choose the variables that I want to eliminate. Here, I chose the y's, but I could have also chosen the x's and it wouldn't have made any difference. Now, I'm going to think about what these numbers in front of my y's, when I add them, what they need to be so that they can eliminate and equal 0. So I'm going to want to take this negative 4y and get it to be a negative 12y, and this positive 6y and get it to be a positive 12y. That way, when I add negative 12y and positive 12y, they will cancel out and get me 0. I chose negative 12y because it is the lowest common multiple between 4 and 6. Alright, so I'm going to take my first equation and I'm going to think, okay, what do I need to do to negative 4y to get it to be negative 12y? And I know that if I multiply negative 4y times 3, that would get me negative 12y. So I'm going to multiply this entire equation by 3. 3 times negative 3 will give me negative 9x. 3 times negative 4y will give me negative 12y. And 3 times 2 will give me 6. A lot of people I saw yesterday when were not remembering to multiply the last term by the number that we multiplied all of these other guys by. So that's a common error. Make sure that you keep that in mind and you don't forget to do that. Now I'm going to do the same thing with my other equation. I'm going to think, okay, I've got 6y. I want it to be 12y. Therefore, I'm going to need to multiply 6y by 2 to get me to 12y. If I multiply this by 2, I also have to multiply every single term in the equation by 2. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to multiply every term by 2 so that I can get a 12y right here. 2 times 4x gives me 8x. 2 times 6x gives me my positive 12y. And 2 times negative 2 gives me my negative 4. Now I'm just going to take my two equations, put one on top of the other. Doesn't matter which one goes on top. And then I'm just going to add. 8x plus 9x gives me negative 1x. 12 and negative 12 gave me 0. And negative 4 and 6 gives me 2. Negative 1x plus 0 simplifies to just negative 1x. My other side is 2. And I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1 and get x equals negative 2. That negative 2 goes into the x spot in my solution. And I'm just going to pick an original equation, substitute my negative 2 for x, and then solve for y. And that's all I have to do. Problem 2. Negative 3x plus 3y equals 9. 5x minus 4y equals negative 15. We're going to do the exact same thing we did in the previous problem. I've got a negative 3x, and I want that to be a negative 15x. I want that to be a positive 15x. I know that if I add negative 15x with positive 15x, they would equal 0. I chose the number 15 because 15 is the lowest common multiple between 3 and 5. Here I'm choosing to eliminate the x's, but it would not have made any difference if I chose to eliminate the y's. I could have done that too. So there are my two equations, and so I'm just going to ask myself, what do I need to multiply negative 3x by to get me negative 15x? And I know that negative 3 times positive 5 will get me negative 15x. So I'm going to just multiply everything in this equation by positive 5. And I'm not going to forget to do that other side too. 5 times negative 3 gets me negative 15x. 5 times positive 3y will get me positive 15y. And 5 times 9 gets me positive 45. And my other equation, I've got 5x, I want positive 15x, and I know that 5x times 3 would get me my positive 15x. So I'm going to multiply every term in this equation by positive 3. 3 times 5x will get me 15x. 3 times negative 4y will get me negative 12y. And negative 15 times 3 will get me negative 45. Now I'm just going to take my two new equations, this equation and this equation, and I'm going to put them on top of each other and add. My x is negative 15x, and 15x will cancel as I planned. 15y and negative 12y will get me positive 3y, and this will equal 0. 3y equals 0, y equals 0, because 3 divided by 3, 0 divided by 3 gets me 0. Now I'm just going to pick one of my original equations, and it doesn't matter which one. So this equation would become negative 3x plus 3 times 0 equals 9, and I'll just solve for x. 3 times 0 gets me 0. Pull down my negative 3x. Negative 3x equals 9. X equals negative 3. And we're done. Try this one on your own. The correct answer is answer choice B. Some of these annotations didn't go away from the last slide. I don't know why. But for this one, we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to take our equation, and we're going to pick a variable to eliminate. Here, I'll eliminate the x's. I could have picked the y's, and it wouldn't have made any difference. And I'm going to do, I want this to be positive 20x. This one to be negative 20x. It doesn't matter where, if I could have this one be negative 20x and this one be positive 20x, it doesn't matter at all. And so to get from 5x to 20x, I need to multiply 5x by 4. Thus, I need to multiply every term in my equation by 4. So I'm going to rewrite this. 5x minus 4y equals negative 7. But I'm going to multiply everything by 4. So I'm going to put everything in parentheses and multiply it by 4. 5 times, or 5x times 4 is going to give me 20x. 4 times negative 4y is going to give me negative 16y. And negative 7 times 4 is going to give me negative 28. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing with my other equation. 4x to get to negative 20, I know that I have to multiply 4 by negative 5. Thus, I will have to multiply every single term in this equation by negative 5. Rewrite my equation. 4x plus negative 6y equals negative 14. And now I'm going to multiply every single term in that equation by my negative 5 so I can get a negative 20x. Negative 5 times 4x will give me my negative 20x. Negative 5 times negative 6y will give me my positive 30y. And negative 5 times negative 14 will give me positive 70. Now let's add these two equations together. Alright, so 20 and negative 20x are going to make 0. This will give me positive 14y, and this will give me positive 42. This will give me positive 14y. This will give me 32 divided by 14 divided by 14. So my y coordinate of my solution is going to be positive 3. So I'm going to look around and I see that answer choice B is the only one that has a positive 3 as the y coordinate. I know answer choice B is my correct solution. Go ahead and write down these objectives. First thing you're going to do is practice systems of equation with elimination. Second thing, now this is only to the people who still need practice with systems with substitution, but if you do, you are going to be practicing that next. After that, you're going to complete all mastery challenges. So if it's been a while since you've cleared out your mastery challenges, it may take a few mastery challenges before you see any elimination problems. So that's why it's a good idea to always complete mastery challenges when you have the time to do so. And these objectives are due tomorrow at 6 p.m. These are the people who still have needs practice for substitution. These are the people who have practiced level 1, level 2, and mastered for substitution. And if you are at this grade tomorrow, you would have a 70, 80, 90, 100. If you have needs practice tomorrow, you will have a permanent 30 in the grade book, so make sure that you do everything you need to do tonight to get yourself to where you want to be. I'll be here after school if you need any help or if you would like to stay after to work on the objectives.